Hi, it's John here from See You on the Start Line podcast. I'm the event coordinator and race director for CJM'S events. This is our 15th episode in See You on the Start Line podcast and the last one for 2024. The podcast was started out to try and keep everyone up to date with the happenings within CJM'S Events Limited. Now with 27 events a year, there's a lot happening and we don't want anyone to miss out on anything that is happening that could affect them. But today we'll be talking 2024, 2025 and our Christmas sales. Yes, life is busy. Sometimes we wonder why we are so busy, but it's fun. I think Carol looks at me sometimes and says, do you really want to do this or that? But it's all about fun and just getting on and getting it done. And seeing everyone's faces across the finish line is absolutely amazing. The nervousness on the start line till the satisfaction at the finish. The podcast will be back in 2025. So it will be followed up with our weekly email as well. We're trying to keep these both going, and we'll have further emails to everyone with things that will be happening around the events throughout the year. In 2025, we're looking at other ways to keep you all up to date with happenings as well, and how we distribute our race information for our race briefings. This may be posted up earlier on our websites and updated all the time, or even we could be setting up an ebook which we can send that information out, or you can download it. Just trying to keep everyone up to date with as much information as possible. Hopefully with some of this that there could be images or photos, links to click on, just trying to keep everybody up to date with what is happening and trying to use technology to the best that we can. So it benefits for ourselves and also that information that is distributed and all the participants know what's going on as well. Competitors will see this happening, and hopefully we can implement all of this, and it all works through and flows right through for everybody's, and it just makes it as simple as we can. Everything has to be in place for us. What we're sort of saying that if someone said to us, well, we want to put all the information out on the website so someone else could turn around and copy it. Sure, they can. Someone can copy it, but they have to turn around and then implement it as well. Sometimes we get things wrong, and hopefully it doesn't affect the participants and it still runs smoothly. But people need to know what we've got in our background of it. So we're not really concerned if someone says, hey, they want to try and copy it and put their name on it. With their name doing the same race briefings, it just wouldn't be the same anyway, because we know exactly what's on the course, where things are, what's been happened, how it's been marked, where every cone is, where every arrow is, and that's what really makes the events flow, we believe. So if we can keep you informed, that's the key thing. As Christmas comes around and New Year, it's always good to look back and review what we've achieved in the last 12 months, and in the year previous, 2024, how things have gone and how they are working. In 2024, we introduced two events: the Graveler, which is easily the ultimate gravel race in New Zealand, up through Molesworth Station. This is 132k of gravel and only 400 metres of tar. It is set in a place very few Kiwis have ever been, and given that the 7 and Sedgemoor Road, the 7 Sedgemoor Road is only open 4 weeks as a maximum in any 1 year, and Molesworth Road is only open 6 months a year, it speaks volumes to the remoteness of the event. Even today, we received our advice of our 10-year concession from DOC, and some of the stuff that's written into the concession shows how much respect we have for getting that concession and what we have to do to make sure we hold on to that concession. It's incredible. Yes, there are some amazing things that happen through there. There's some amazing costs associated with getting this, and every year we may have underestimated what the costs were at the outset, but knowing we have the Graveler for 10 years is fantastic. as long as we do everything asked of us, down to having shovels in all four-wheel drive vehicles in case of fire. Even four-wheel drive vehicles need to be high enough and for clearances, etc. So there's a lot of stuff that actually goes on in the background with these things. So with the right to run the event, we've also restricted to minimising those that are out there on the day. So the thing is that we just can't have us dump all these people out, put all these spectators out there. We need to know where they are, where they're parking, what roads they're on, if there is any car parks out there, have they got shovels and fire extinguishers and all this sort of stuff in the vehicles. So that has to be all put in place and maintained. The good news and bad news is that while we had over 200 riders in year one, and it looks like we'll have much more than that for 2025, we can't go over 600. That's the limit. If the event just gets more and more popular, we can't go over 600 at all. So if you're wanting to enter the race and experience this amazing part of the country, you need to go to thegraveler.co.nz and enter, basically jump in there and enter today. The race is on the 15th of February 2025. Book your accommodation with Himna Holiday Homes. They're great people, and make sure you stay 2 to 3 nights or more. It's a fantastic place to relax, put your feet up and enjoy the hot pools and that as well. So it is a pretty special place. The other event we introduced last year, 2024, was Pawsome Run. This was a dog run, and we had Charlie, our wee cavoodle dog, who's 20 months now. He was the ambassador for the event. This was an incredible event and was held at the Canterbury A&P Park, where dogs could run 5k with their owners or 2.5k. Most did the 5k, although a few smaller ones only did the 2.5k, which was pretty cool to see the wee dogs out there as well as big dogs. The dogs just have amazing personalities, and these came out in the event. Just at the start of the event, one dog started barking, and then all the dogs started barking right at the start. It was just hilarious, really, that one dog started barking and they all started barking. The hooter went off, and wow, they were away. At the event, Charlie, he took his responsibilities pretty seriously, and he greeted every dog. It was quite hilarious, really. He just loves other dogs, and he just approached them. As people came in to sign in, he approached them for the big sniff, and I think he must have sniffed every dog that was actually there on the day. So it was really cool to see. At the end, we had all these bins for water for the dogs to drink out of, and 3 dogs, they just climbed into them and cooled themselves down. It was just like, this is all I'm doing. I don't care what anyone says. I'm just getting in this bin to cool down. So we'll be back for 2025 with Pawsome Run. It's our way of putting something back into the community, especially around the dogs, and seeing people being active out there with them. It's not a money maker, but it's just one of those cool events to do. Other things that were pretty great in 2024 was the Back to Base fundraiser for the Canterbury West Coast Air Rescue Trust. This raised just over $48,000. That was done through Run NZ Run and the South Island Half Marathon in August. It was great seeing people doing the distances virtually, donating and sponsoring, and I just have to be a big thanks to everyone who participated in this and donated, as you never ever know when you may need the Westpac or the Royal Mining helicopter. And if you're in need, when you hear that helicopter arrive, all those guys turn up, you're so grateful. So, please support those that trust and any other charities that you may be involved with. Just get out there and support them. It was great to see so many people starting to purchase the withdrawal insurance over the year. This is when you can withdraw from an event up to 96 hours before the event taking place, no questions asked, and you get your entry fee back. This was established. It was established as a benefit to our events. No one else is actually offering this sort of product, And the key to it is that there's no questions asked. You might have the flu, you might have twisted an ankle, you may have hurt yourself, and your physio says you can't do the event. It could be a week before the event, or the 96 hours, or it could be 2 months before the event. You can just withdraw, send us an email saying you're withdrawing from the event, and you purchase the insurance, you get paid back. We have the cancellation insurance that has established itself really since COVID, and a lot of people take this out. Ride the Rikaya was called on this year because the event was cancelled due to force majeure. It's the first event we've had affected that way since COVID. This was one of our downs in 2024. We were gutted not to be able to hold that event. So it was quite cool. We had some people who came over from Australia that taking out the cancellation insurance. They were paid out. They didn't have a problem with it at all. They said they knew the risks. They took the insurance. The event wasn't held, and they got paid out. So that was good. The day after the event, they went and rode it themselves. Anyone went up to Coleridge and had some good. Basically, they were over here for about a fortnight, having a good look around and doing bike rides. I think if memory serves me right, the only other event that we did cancel over the last couple of years was Red Zone 6 this year. This didn't happen due to we only would have had 6 people on the course. It was about a fortnight out. There's no way it was going to actually take place with those sort of numbers. It's not fair on the people. And just to be riding for 6 hours when there's only 6 of you on the course at any one time, the event just couldn't move forward. So whether we hold that next year, we still just going to make a decision on that. So in 2025, we'll see one new event, and that's going to be Run Mount Hutt on the 8th of March. This is going to be a great event, and I still remember running up it and biking up it 20 plus years ago and training. Yes, it's going to be a beauty of an event, amazing scenery, and Scott's Saddle is it's pretty brutal in places. I just love it. I think it's great. There are a few routes in there, but it's good stuff. As I said earlier, we want to keep everyone as informed of happenings as we can. So look out for our communications. We will have the Tuesday weekly email to go out to the full database. The podcast will be put up on Wednesdays, and specific communications for each event will be going out. Runners, our other database just of all our runners, and our database of people who are bikers, they'll be also could receive separate emails. Plus the race information will be up on the websites as a separate tab. This podcast will also be on a separate tab with a link to YouTube. This will be up on CJM'S That's my challenge in the next couple of weeks in preparation while we're preparing for the Aotearoa Ultra Marathon and Wine Run. So until next year, 8th of January will be the next podcast. Have a great Christmas and New Year. Keep training, support our sponsors, register for as many events as possible, click and sign up to promote our events, and you can be raising funds for your chosen charity or your scout group or school or yourself. So keep an eye on our Christmas sales as well. They're going live each day, and that'll be live coverage right through to Christmas Eve. So it's a thanks from me and also Carol, the boss, and also probably our Pawsome ambassador, Charlie, to all the dogs that took part, and everybody else out there. Have a Merry Christmas, and basically look out for the Christmas sales. So until 2025, 8th of January, we'll see you on the start line. Thanks.